all have seen part 1 and 2 of cell chapter, and by that you all are aware that just as a building is made up of the bricks, the body of all living organism is formed of the cells. It is the smallest unit of life capable to carry out all the life activities. And cytology is the branch of biology under which cell structure is studied. Now it is replaced by cell biology. Now we will have a quick revision of discovery of cell. You all are aware in 1665 Robert Hooke discovered the cell. After that, Leeuwenhoek discovered the free cells like bacteria, protozoa, red blood cells and sperms with the help of an improved microscope. Engrou proposed the cell concept, which states that cells is the unit structure of the organism. Later, Robert Brown discovered nucleus. J. Purkinje and von Moll named the living substance of the cell protoplasm. Now, we will move further towards the invention of microscope. Here you can see the picture of that first compound microscope. You all are aware that the invention of the microscope helped the discovery of the cell. This was one of the most significant events in the history of the biology. Leeuwenhoek discovered the simple microscope, and he constructed many simple microscopes by using lenses of the magnifying power ranging between 75 to 250 times. Robert Hooke developed light or compound microscope using two lenses. In this microscope, the light coming out from an oil flame was thrown on the object placed on the stage below by using a convex mirror. Improvements were made in the Hooke's microscope from time to time. Next, Ernst Ruska and Max Knoll, German scientists, devised electron microscope, which employed to study the ultrastructure of cell and the various cell organelles. So we can say the microscope is an instrument which is used to observe objects that are invisible to the naked eye. For example, plant and animal cells, bacteria, fungi, etc. The two common types of microscope are compound microscope and electron microscope. The ordinary light or the compound or optical microscope is used extensively in the laboratories these days is a great improved design of the Hooke's microscope. Now we are moving towards the cell theory. All plants and animals are composed of cell, and that the cell is the basic unit of life was presented by two biologists, Emil Schwarzen, German botanist, and Theodor Schwann, German zoologist. After that, Rudolf Virchow further expanded the cell theory and said that all cell arises from pre-existing cells. Soon thereafter, in 1866, Haeckel established that the nucleus stores and transmits hereditary traits. In 1880, Fleming had shown that cells ensure continuity between one generation and another by the mechanism of mitosis and so on. So, the modern version of the cell theory says that cell is the basic unit of structure of all plants and animals. Cell is the basic unit of function as all the metabolic reactions take place inside the cell. Cell is a unit of heredity and it contains hereditary material inside the nucleus. All living cells arise only from pre-existing cells. Thus, the cell theory signifies that the structure and functional relationship among the diverse living forms from bacteria to the man. Here some exceptions are also over there in cell theory. Now we will move towards the number of the cell, and by that the number of the cell present in an organism, they are organized into the two categories. First category is the unicellular organism. Unicellular organism is that if the organism are made up of the single cell. Uni means one. So they are called unicellular organism, like amoeba, chlamydomonas, paramecium and bacteria. If organisms are made up of many cells, they are called multicellular organisms. The life of every multicellular organism being as a single cell. However, the unicellular organisms complete their entire life as a single cell. All the cell of our body comes from a single cell zygote, which divide continuously to form our multicellular body. Thus, all cells come from pre-existing cells. In multicellular organism, certain cells become specialized to perform a specific function, and thus division of labor is established among the different group of the cell. The group of the cell having common origin and performing a similar but specific function constitute tissue. Several different types of tissue may join collectively to form organ. Several organs are interrelated to perform a specific function, thus they constitute organ system. We know that there is a division of labor in multicellular organism. Example, human being. Human body has heart to pump the blood, a stomach to digest the food, and so on. Likewise, in a human body, the division of labor is also seen inside a single cell organism. This means that the different part of the body perform different function. Thus, is because each cell has certain specific component within it, known as cell organelles. Each cell organelle perform a specific function such as producing energy, making new material like protein, etc., clearing up the waste material, etc. These organelles together constitute a basic unit which is called cell. A cell is able to perform its function because of these cell organelles. Now, next, cell shape. In order to perform different function, the cells exhibit different shape in the different part of the body and also in the different organism. Some cells like amoeba, single cell animal, during locomotion changes its shape. Similarly, leukocytes also change their shape by producing pseudopodia and becoming irregular in shape. Whereas most of the plant and animal have cells of fixed shape. These cells can be spherical or oval like ovum, polygonal like liver cells, spindle like smooth muscles, cylindrical like straight muscles, xylem vessels, etc. The shape of the cells is often related to their function they perform. Like here I have mentioned one chart, so you can read it out. White blood cells are amoeboid with pseudopodia to squeeze out through the capillaries of the wall. Red blood cells are circular and biconcave to move easily through the small spaces and so on. Now we will move towards the cell size. The cells are so tiny that they can be seen only through a microscope. The smallest cell is mycoplasma, a PPLO, means pleuropneumonia-like organism, measuring 0.1 to 0.15 micron in diameter. The longest cell are the nerve cell, measuring nearly 1 meter in length. The largest cell is the ostrich egg. Among plants, the single cell alga acetabularia, measuring nearly 10 cm in length, and the fiber cells of Manila hemp attain the length of over 100 cm. So we can see the difference in the cell size also. Here also you can see the different cells and their size. Now in last I am explaining you the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. You can see the diagram over here. First we will start with the prokaryotic cell. Based on the complexity of the structure and absence or presence of well-organized nucleus, the cells are classified into the prokaryote and eukaryote. First I am going to discuss the prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic, pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. Cells are found in the bacteria and cyanobacteria. And eukaryotic cells, U means true nucleus. Cells are found in all living organisms except bacteria and blue-green algae. All plants and animal and fungi are having the eukaryotic cells. So now you can see the difference over here on the basis of their characteristics, how the prokaryotic cells are and how the eukaryotic cells are. Now at the end, now you all are able to understand through the cells differ in the shape, size, structure and function. All of them have the following features in common. Cells are building blocks of all plants and animals. A cell is capable of independent existence and perform all the basic function of the life. Every organism starts life as a single cell. Each cell has its own specific lifespan. Old and worn out cells are continuously replaced by the new cells in the body of the multicellular organism. Many cells together form a tissue and many tissue together form organ. The organ work together as a system and several systems form an organism. A cell has different cell organelles. Each kind of organelle are specialized to perform a specific function. Thus, division of labor is found in the cell organelle. Now in the next video, we are going to study about the structural organization of the cell.